Welcome to Faith in 5, a weekly video devotional designed to discuss practical spiritual concepts in 5 minutes or less. I'm your host, Mark Vandella. There's a scene in the movie Hitch, and it's an old movie now, but there's a scene in that movie where Will Smith he's a love doctor or a love guru, so to speak, and throughout the whole movie he's helping gentlemen learn how to get the girl that they want, okay? And so in the movie, there's this scene where Kevin James, who's kind of the dork, the guy that can't get the girl, and there is this heiress, this really wealthy girl that he wants to catch her eye, okay? So Hitch is teaching this Kevin James's character how to dance because they're about to go out, and so Hitch is teaching him. He said, here you go. Like, you stay in the box. Like, here's the box, and all you do is you do this. You never leave the box, okay? So you never move outside of this spot. And Kevin James is kind of like, no, I don't think you understand what I bring to the table when it comes to dancing. And so Will Smith turns on the music, and it happens to be an Usher song. And so Kevin James' character just starts doing crazy stuff, right? Like, he does the Q-tip and leans way over the side and throws it away. I think he does the pizza. Then he does a spin move. And Will Smith stands there with the remote in his hand, turns the music off, slaps him across the face, and says, no, you never leave the box. Okay, and see, I think our faith is the same way. We have a box. We have a very comfortable spot. This is where you're supposed to be, and this is where you stay, and you don't leave this box. Okay, but I think when we live in that world enough times, right, Kevin James is saying, really, that's it? That's all that I have so much more. And I think in our faith, we when we live in just the box, like, this is safe, right? Church on Sundays and a Bible study, and this is safe. This is what I'm doing, and I just stay right here. It leads us to ask the question, is this it? Right? Is this all that it is? Is this all that God has for me and has in store for my life? And so it makes us ask this question, and we wonder, like, what is outside of the box? Or, and it's almost like slapped across the face, no, you stay in the box. Because I think outside of the box is fear. We're afraid of what people might think, what people might see, or what might happen to us. And there's a story in the Bible in Matthew 14. It starts about verse 22. Jesus sends his disciples out in a boat on their own so he could go off on his own. He says, I'll meet you on the other side. A storm picks up, and it starts to get pretty crazy. Okay, and even in this craziness, it says the disciples are getting a little bit worried, right? They're actually in danger because a big storm kicked up. But even for the disciples, most of them, some of them at least, were fishermen. And so this is comfort zone for them, right? Like, they understand water. They understand being in a boat. And at some point, it says about 3 a.m., Jesus walks onto the water. And they think it's a ghost because obviously they've never seen a human walk on water before. They didn't remember Jesus having a boat, right, to get out to them. And all of a sudden, Jesus is out there and he says, don't fear, trust me. And these guys are like, hold on. We're about to die. There's a fiery furnace of storm going on here. And you're walking on water. Like, this doesn't happen. And so Peter says, Jesus, if it's really you, call me out on the water with you. Jesus said, okay, come on out. And so Peter climbs out of the boat and he walks on water with Jesus. And the story goes on that at some point, Peter kind of realizes, like, I'm walking on water, and he starts to sink. And Jesus right away reaches out and he grabs him. And this is the moment that most people think about in this story. Jesus says, why did you doubt, right? O ye of little faith. Why did you doubt, man? A lot of times we hammer on that, like, all we need to do is have faith, and if we had more faith, we could keep walking on water. But I think we're missing the point. Only one person who wasn't Jesus has ever walked on water. See, Peter trusted enough to get out of the boat. Do you think that anybody in the boat, while Peter started to sink, they were like, ha, see? No, I bet they were thinking, why didn't I do that? Why didn't I get out of the comfort zone? Why didn't I take a chance and trust God? Peter walked on water, and yes, he may have failed, but he experienced that. And the first thing that Jesus did, the first thing our God does in our lives is he reached out And he immediately grabbed his hand and said, man, I'm in this with you. You stepped out. You stepped out of safe. You overcame your fears and you just went for it. If you find yourself asking, is this all? I would challenge you to consider what is your comfort zone, what is your boat, and what do you need to do to get outside of it? What do you need to do to start walking towards Jesus and walking with Jesus in places that you've never walked? This week, think of the places that you can get out of the boat. And everyone around you will think that somehow you did something crazy and something awesome. To this day, there's only one person, Peter, who's walked on water because he got out of the boat. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to follow us each week, click here to subscribe. And if you want to take it a little bit further, click here for discussion materials.